Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I welcome you all in our sixth lecture of English grammar. I hope all of you are fine and enjoying your study sessions by online method. Dear students, as we read in our previous lectures about types of sentence, about the structure of sentence, about present simple tense, also you were given many type of homeworks to overcome the difficulty of present simple tense. I gave you many type of homeworks that you will solve to improve your language skills. As you are watching on your screen today, it is our topic, the noun genders. As you are watching here, dear students, we completed noun kinds till our previous lecture. Now we are going forward to read about the noun genders. As all of you have heard the name gender, gender means that define a person, whether it is in masculine or a thing or a person or an animal, whether it is in masculine gender, whether it is in feminine, whether something is in neutral, or whether something is in common gender. So let's get started our lecture number 6 of English grammar. Dear students, the noun genders. As you have read many types of words like man, boy, sister, brother, fan, train, doctor, teacher, but you don't know whether they are in masculine gender or in feminine or in neuter or in common. So today I am making this easy for you to understand the gender and also its subtypes. First of all, generally we have 4 types of genders. First of all, we have 4 types of genders. Number 1 is described as masculine gender. Masculine gender means this type of gender generally indicates to a male. A male means a boy, lion, king, brother, father, like this. It denotes to a male person. If you are a boy, you will be called in masculine gender. Okay? If you are a girl, you will be taken as feminine gender. The gender that indicates to a male is called masculine gender, and examples are boy. Examples are boy. As you are watching on your screen, I am pointing out the words here: father, brother, son, lion, king, and etc. And students, as many of you do not know the full form of this etc, as I have pointed out here, what is the full form of etc? So the full form of etc, I am writing here, etc stands for anyone? etc stands for, it stands for etc. What does it stand for? It stands for, etc means etc, that we write in concised form, we write it etc, and the full form of etc is that etc stands for etc. Did you get it? Good. So now we will continue our lecture from here. Then feminine gender. As you are watching on your screen, number 2 type of gender, feminine gender. So this type of gender generally indicates to a female. To which does it indicate? It indicates to a female, like girl, mother, sister, daughter, lioness, and queen. For example, I have written an example of masculine gender, boy. So the feminine of this will be girl, or I have written second example, father. So the feminine gender of father will be mother. Good. As a brother, so the feminine gender will be sister. As here I have written son in masculine gender, so its feminine gender will be in daughter, and I have written lion. Feminine gender will be lioness, and in last I have written king. What have I written here? King. So the feminine gender of king will be queen. Okay, and as you can say, the opposite words can be called also. For example, what is the example of boy? Girl? Good. What is the example of father? Mother. What is the opposite word of brother? Sister. And what is the opposite word of king? Queen. Okay, so these are also opposite words that I have written in masculine and also in feminine gender. These words define the gender to a male and also to a female, but also these words are in opposition, are opposite words. Number 3, students, are you getting my point? Good. Number 3, neuter gender. So this type of gender indicates to non-living things. It generally indicates to non-living things. As you can see many things with your eyes, so you can call them male or female, but non-living thing cannot be called as masculine or feminine. Non-living thing will be called in neuter gender. Okay, it will not be called in feminine or masculine gender. It will not be called. Okay, it will be called in neuter gender, because the thing that is non-living thing, non-living can be called non-living or neuter gender. Some examples to define the neuter gender: book, pen, chair, fan, train, van, etc. As I told you, the meaning of or full form of the word etc. What does etc stand for? It stands for etc. Okay, so number 4, the most typical gender is common gender. Why is it called a typical, or why am I saying it typical? Here is a reason for me to say it typical. Because of this type of gender indicates a male and also a female with one word. Can you guess about it? ये वो जेंडर है जिसमें हम कोई भी एक वर्ड यूज़ करेंगे मेल को डिफाइन करने के लिए और फीमेल को, दोनों के लिए एक ही वर्ड इस्तेमाल करेंगे. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर बॉय है, आप सबको दिख रहा है. ठीक है, बॉय. अब क्या ये बॉय मैं फेमिनाइन में यूज़ करूँगा? नहीं. क्या यहाँ हमारे पास डॉटर मतलब बेटी, क्या इसे मैं मैस्कुलाइन में यूज़ करूँगा? नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. बट मैस्कुलाइन को भी वही कहा जाए, फेमिनाइन को भी वही वर्ड यूज़ हो, इससे हम कॉमन कहते हैं. कॉमन मीन्स it is used for defining masculine and feminines both. Okay, so how does it define masculine and feminine gender? First of all, watch out the example. Teacher. What is it? Teacher. Okay, so the word teacher defines, you can say sir in masculine gender and madam in feminine gender. But when you say teacher, it defines also sir and madam. The word teacher you can use for a male teacher and also for a female teacher. And if a teacher is in the classroom, so who is reading? Students. So an student. If here is a girl, I can say the girl is my student. The girl is my student. Or I say the boy is my student. So I can use the word boy for both masculine and feminine gender. Number 3, friend. If a girl is another girl's friend, so we can call it friend. If a boy is another boy's friend, so we can also call it फ्रेंड. अगर किसी गर्ल की कोई दोस्त होती है तो उसे हम फ्रेंड कहते हैं. अगर किसी बॉय का कोई बॉय दोस्त होता है तो हम उसे भी फ्रेंड कहते हैं. वी यूज़ द वर्ड फ्रेंड फॉर बोथ मैस्कुलाइन एंड फेमिनाइन जेंडर. नंबर 4, एनिमी. If you have a friend, you might have enemy. Okay, so enemy means dushman in Urdu or Sindhi. So enemy. If a girl is another girl's enemy, और इफ़ अ बॉय इज़ एन अदर बॉयज़ एनिमी, अगर कोई लड़का किसी दूसरे लड़के का दुश्मन है या कोई लड़की किसी दूसरी लड़की की दुश्मन है, तो जो ये वर्ड हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं, द वर्ड दैट वी आर यूजिंग हियर कैन ऑल्सो बी कॉल्ड इन common gender because it defines masculine and feminine gender both with one word according to our definition. Okay, and number last, doctor. You have seen or heard about many doctors, whether it is a male or a female, but we will call both doctor. Okay, dear students, this was our lecture number 6 of English grammar, defining genders. Basically or generally there are 4 types of genders. So number 1, masculine, that defines or indicates to a male person. Examples are also written and I have told you. Number 2, feminine gender, such gender that indicates to a female can be called as feminine gender, and also examples have been given to you. Number 3, neutral gender, generally that defines to non-living things, can also be called in neutral gender, also examples are given to you. And number 4 that I told you is typical because of it identifies or it indicates both masculine and feminine with one word, can be called in common gender. Dear students, our today's lecture of English grammar ends here. Now it is time for me to give you your homework that I have made or written on the other side of the page. It is find examples any 10 of masculine and feminine gender. As I have written the boy and I have written the feminine gender of it, girl. As I have written here father, so I have given the feminine gender, mother. You have to find 10 more examples to define masculine and feminine gender. Number 2, tell some more examples of neutral gender. Dear students, this is the most, there are more than 1,000 examples of neutral gender. You can find many neutral things that are non-living will be called in neutral gender. Also write some examples of neutral gender. And finally, describe some other examples of common gender that are not discussed in the lecture. You have to find some examples of neutral common gender that have not been discussed in our today's lecture. So dear student, I hope all of you are getting my point very easily. If I have said many times that if you do not understand anything during your lecture or you feel any difficulty, so don't feel ashamed, don't feel embarrassed. You can ask me on our WhatsApp group. All your answers will be replied. Okay, so for now it is time to wind up our lecture. We will meet in our next lecture inshallah if God wills. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.